Yoga for Health. Author Yoga Ratna Hkumar Koul, Principal SD College, Barnala, Punjab. What is yoga? The word yoga has a long history. It is an integral subjective science. Its division into spiritual, mental, or physical cannot be separated from each other. The word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yajir, meaning to yoke or union or to join. In its earliest usage, it used to imply union of various things, the sense of bringing together, and yoga is the opposite of the implying separation. Yoga or union is the merging of the individual soul with the cosmic or universal soul. This is an oft repeated, popular, and old meaning of yoga. But the other meaning, being non-technical, attributed later on, implies a way of controlling the mind. The ultimate yoga goal of yoga is the restoration of swarupa or absolute peace, the union of the soul with the self, the suppressed consciousness, which is the result of controlling the mind. Yoga is equanimity, serenity, and control of the senses and the mind. It is all embracing, all inclusive, and universal in its application and utility. Yoga is not a religion, nor is it a mystic cult. Yoga is a spiritual technique, a way, a path, a method that has something to offer to everyone, religious and non religious men and women, irrespective of age, faith, or climb factor, find in yoga a way to healthier, happier, and harmonious life. The word hatha is derived from the ancient Sanskrit word ha and tha, meaning the sun and the moon. These symbols refer to the metaphysical and physical aspect of yoga. Our physical and mental faculties must be so trained that they shall function with rhythm and harmony. The symbols like the sun and the moon are applied to the various functions of the physical and mental organism, particularly to the respiration and the nervous system. The perfection of health is the first condition, but the radiant health is of a higher order, for the objective is always super physical, including the soul or spirit and every psychic manifestation associated with the functioning of the nervous system. Man and his maker have been compared with instrument and player. In the playing, they become one. In all branches of yoga, it is considered that the playing is of the player. If we want the music to be divine, it is essential that the instrument should be carefully tuned and responsive. Thus, man's first duty to the player is to provide him with a nice and serviceable instrument. Today, no branch of yoga is more popular and at the same time more misunderstood and misapprehended than the Hatha Yoga. Its popularity is due to its insistence of health, and this is also the main cause of misapprehensive because the close affinity between abdominal function and the emotional reaction is ignored. In Hatha Yoga, the sun and the moon are also symbol of certain modes of respiration. The breath that enters through the right nostril Pingala is called the sun breath and is regarded as positive, while that entering the left nostril Ida is called the moon breath and is regarded as negative. The life force inherent in breathing is called prana, believed to be the same as electricity. It has been established by the Western psychologists that thought proceeds by electrical disturbance in the brain and spinal cord. Like electricity, prana has its positive and negative poles. The Sanskrit word prana implies vital force or the life or cosmic energy. Grossly speaking, it is taken as breath. Prana also operates the circulation, digestion, and all other vital functions. One of the aims of yoga is to balance these currents in the body and maintain a perfect nervous equilibrium. Our breathing becomes short and tertorous in anger, alarm, astonishment or fear or pride, while it is slow and regular when our mind is at peace. By quick deep breath and holding it for a couple of seconds, our courage and self-control are reinforced. Certain exercise for controlling our psychic forces are known as pranayama, which implies restraint of the prana or life force. The fundamental thing for achieving harmonious life is the efficient working of physical machine on which the efficient working of the mental machine depends. For achieving a good health, certain fundamental principles such as general attitude of unselfishness and honesty in dealing with other, humility, sympathy, a generosity towards one's fellows, and a spirit of service of mankind are necessary. A true school of yoga must stress the need of both physical development and character formation. Otherwise, any so-called yoga school is nothing but a health institute. The object of yoga is weaken the five afflictions: ignorance, egoism, likes us, dislikes us, and the instinct of selfishness. Ignorance is the root, and other inflictions are the fruit. The grounds for the ethical training or character formation must be essential scientific, for it's well known that hatred, anger, greed, jealousy, and all other negative emotions have a detrimental effect on health by affecting the blood and the nerves. In India, there is no dearth of yoga schools, ashrams, and kendras, but they are mostly regarded as health institutes or Vyayam Kendras rather than centers of philosophic study. Such publicity seeking schools, institutes, and ashrams do not stand on the very high level for their lack of integrating the physical, spiritual, and scientific aspect of the subject. In Hatha Yoga, asanas occupy an important place. Their superiority over other systems, calisthenics, weightlifting, gymnastics, lies in the fact that they aim at spine, nerves, muscles, and glands in healthy condition and give organic vigor to the whole body. But asanas are only a part of whole taken separately by themselves. They are sometimes considered as more contortionism. Any trained acrobat can perform them with ease. In some big cities of India, I have seen street performers calling themselves yogis who tie themselves up in unbelievable knots and perform many peculiar, astonishing feats: sheer fakirism, self-torture, self-deception, freak tricksters of sidewalk have no place in the Hatha Yoga. It is absurd to call a man yogi because he practices fakirism on the ghats of Haridwar or Banaras, living on spikes, letting his arms wither in air, sticking knives into himself, walking on burning coals or pieces of glass, drinking nitric acid, swallowing nails, chewing razor blades, blending iron bars, allowing steam roller to pass over his chest, burning himself alive, or displaying any other miracles. These are the circumstances of the historic world. The main objective of the asanas are resistance to disease, regular functioning of the digestive and eliminative organs, a pure and adequate blood supply, a robust heart, disciplined nerves, mental equanimity, and a cheerful spirit. All diseases and malfunctioning of physical organs are the result of different kinds of impurities. The key note of Hatha Yoga is purification. If the blood is impure, the brain and nervous and psycho-spiritual life cannot be healthy. A healthy condition of the body does not mean great muscular strength. Professional strong men whose biceps chest bulge like balloons are often not healthy. At middle age, their excess of muscles begins to degenerate and turn to fat, and they seldom live to ripe old age. Endurance, purification of blood, resistance to disease, the disciplined nerves, the alert mind are the main qualities of good health. The ancient rishis and yogis laid greater stress on the personal hygiene, and they developed certain practice to rid the body of impurities. The six main purification practices are dhoti, basti, cleaning of the lower intestine, neti, nasal cleaning, trataka, gauging, bandha, and nauli, abdominal contraction, and kapalabhati, diaphragmatic breathing. But these practices can prove dangerous and can cause us many complications and elements unless practiced under a yoga expert. Dhoti removes phlegm, bile, and other impurities from the stomach and can cure many abdominal diseases. An alternative of dhoti is Vamana Jyoti. This drink several glasses of water until the vomits and empties the stomach. By controlling the punctures of the anus and performing noli, which creates a vacuum into the rectum, water can be taken into the colon. The ancient yogis performed this practice equating in lakes or pools of water. Modern colon irrigation considered the practice of basti unnecessary. Niti is practice of cleaning the head sense by passing cord through one nostril and out of the mouth. The cord is slowly drawn back, then repeated through the nostril and expelled from the mouth. Youth krama Trtaneti. When water is taken through one nostril and expelled from the other nostril, Trataka consists of string without blinking at the candle flame. The yogi continues this practice of gazing and gazing at the candle until his eyes are tired and begin to water. Noli and Dhyana are very useful exercise for promoting and maintaining the health and vigor of the abdominal region. Kapalabhati is a breathing exercise for purifying the nerve channels, that is nadis.